Welcome guys to this video, and we're going to look at this bit of kit today in a bit more detail. It's a multi-track recorder. It's an 8-track recorder. It's made by Tascam. It's a DP-03SD, that's the model number. It's a dinky little thing. As you can see, it's about the size of an A4 sheet of paper, thereabouts. It's very nifty. I really like it. I've had a bit of a play with it. I'm in this video, I can't talk about everything because I simply haven't explored everything yet, but I can just give you a run through some of the basic features and how I use it. I did try a Zoom device previously. I didn't get on with it. This is much more similar to what I'm used to. Back in the day I had a 4-track by Tascam, and it's a similar thing. You've got the faders, it's very touchy-feely, and I like that side of things. So let's just have a quick run through what you get. It comes in a box, obviously. Here is the box, which I'm struggling to fit on the screen. It says 8-track recorder. It's got these 2 built-in condenser microphones here, either side, left and right. It's got various onboard mastering effects and EQ. It's got a compressor, a normalizer. I've not actually used those yet, but it's great to have those. And it's got a reverb effect, which you can apply to each individual sort of track, which is nice. It does include an SD card. You can buy obviously more. I can't remember. I think it's a 4 GB card that comes with it, but it's actually a micro SD card in a little adapter. But you can obviously buy more SD cards or micro SD cards and use those. So what's in the box? It says here, look, included. Can you see that? It comes with a power supply, which is nice. I believe it can run on batteries. Let's just check that. No, that is a lie. It cannot run on battery, so it's only using a power supply. But it's good to have that included. Sometimes you buy a device, you have to buy it separately, which is gutting, isn't it? Yes, I've said it comes with the SD card and a manual. Let's have a look at that manual. I say a manual, it actually comes with multiple manuals. I mean, this is the one I've been looking at because it's in English, which is my language. But as you can see here, look, you get multiple ones. Let's have a look what you've got just to be complete about this. So we've got some sort of corrections to the manual there. I must have made some changes. What's this? You've got various languages. Look, is it Italian? Is it Spanish, French, German? Looks like. So that's great, isn't it? You get some other little bits in this bag. Let's have a look. Warranty card, so on. Yeah, you can actually log in if you've not to the Tascam website. You can register on their website, and you can sort of register your product and so on. There's other bits of support information on there. So that's the paperwork over and done with. Here's the power supply that comes with it. Nothing particularly extraordinary about that, is there? But there it is. There's some blurb on there. Okay. So as I mentioned before, it's got 2 microphones, 2 condenser microphones. There's one there on that side, and there's one on that side. I've used them a little bit for vocals. It's quite nice. I mean, the reason I've got this is just to put down some demos of some songs I've been writing, and I will be able to use it for sort of guitar, vocals, maybe a bit of bass, some other instruments. On the right side, there's nothing exceptional happening. It's just pretty plain. On the left side, you've got a little thing that opens here. Got a USB connector, and you've got an SD card slot. Now, as I mentioned, look, I've got an SD card in there, but it did come with a micro SD in an adapter to make it SD size. The USB port, I've not used it. I've not connected it to a computer yet. I'm assuming it's just for transferring. I don't think this can act as an audio device, but correct me if I'm wrong. I've not tried that. I think it's just for transferring data. Well, let's have a look at the back, where all the gubbins is. So we've basically got here, power supply goes in here, there's the on button, headphones out, you've got line out left and right as well, and then you've got 2 sets of inputs. You can use either XLR or just your standard sort of guitar input. So it's got like basically 2 inputs. You can record up to 2 tracks simultaneously. Obviously, with it being 8-track, you can keep recording over and over again with bouncing, but 2 at a time, 2 simultaneous recording. And then I think here, this is a remote input for a foot switch, which I don't have, and you have to buy that separately to operate some of the other features. So that's kind of a whistle-stop tour of what's around the edges. Let's plug it in. So we've plugged in. I'm going to just hold this standby on button and it should spring to life. It's not switched on at the wall. That always helps, doesn't it? Always helps. Sorry guys, what a Mickey Mouse operation this is. Right, switch on the on button again. And what you can see, it's springing to life. Tascam, there it says, blah blah blah. I like this little animation look, kind of music being made by musicians and whatnot. And then it just reverts to this standard screen here. So just to show you a few things, what can I show you? Well, you would essentially plug a guitar into input A here, if you wanted to record some guitar. So let's do that. In that goes. Go into your guitar. I'll maybe go and grab one in just a second. And then you have to arm the track that you want to record onto. So you don't have to record straight into track 1. You could start with recording track, I don't know, 7. But let's go with 1. Seems more logical. So I'm going to just hit that. It'll start to flash. And then I can basically give it sort of an input level like this. And also, this is the master level over here. Look, I can put that up a bit as well. Probably don't want that on 0. Can adjust these if they're not quite right in a second. So as I mentioned, there's reverb, these green pots for every track, individual. It's quite nice just to be able to say, I want a bit of reverb on there, but not on those ones. Oh no. And then you've got pan, so you can say, is it going to be more to the left, right, or in the centre? Okay, and the other thing to bear in mind is you've got the input level here. So if you're bringing a guitar in, you'll need that on guitar from these 3 options of guitar, mic line, or internal mic. So obviously the internal mic is going to use one of these, whereas the second mic option will probably use your XLR input there. I've got it on guitar. And then here, look, you can sort of choose how much mix you want from the line or the mic. So you might want it up here if it's a microphone, but it's not, it's line, it's guitar in my case. I'm going to do it all the way to the left. Let me just go and fetch a guitar, back in 2 ticks. Okay, I'm back, I've got my guitar. Just one thing to mention, which I haven't said already, I think, and that is there's no built-in speakers on this thing. So you literally have to plug in some headphones or plug in some speakers via the line out, one of those two in order to actually hear anything. I'm going to do a fiddle, come out the line out into another device. I'll get the audio on the YouTube video, don't worry. So yeah, let's just plug the guitar in. Right. So here goes my complicated experiment. Right, here goes my complicated experiment. So I've got an input now on there. I'm going to go back to the beginning. Actually, I'm going to arm it onto track 7. Not that one. And I'm going to hit record and play. I'm going to press stop and rewind to get to the beginning of the track, and then record and play. And we're off. So here we go. There we go, I'm going to press stop. Just put my guitar down. And then I'm going to rewind by pressing stop and rewind. And then I'm going to press play and let's see if it's recorded anything. Okay, my guitar playing wasn't great there. Yeah, there it is. And at this point, I can add a bit of reverb. We'll take it away. There's no reverb. There's the full reverb, and you can change the reverb characteristics as well in one of the menus, and you can pan it to the right where there's not a lot happening there, and left. And you can obviously turn that down. So I'm going to just stop. There you go. That was just a demo of how to record something. I'm actually going to take that away and just show you something I recorded earlier. So it's nothing special. It's really just to demonstrate the tracks and how you can start building a song on this. So I'm going to hit play. And I'm going to bring this up. Okay, there's one guitar track there. And I've got a second guitar track here on track 3. That's what track 3 is doing. Just a bit of picking. Then my horrible vocals. If you feel that the days are too long. Got another harmony. just take the main vocal out and just hear the harmony.
Keep this song in your head. Oh, I can help.
Let's take out the main guitar track.
From the storm, I can cover you up.
Yeah, so forgive my singing. It's not meant, this is meant for someone else to sing. It's just an idea. I'm going to stop there. One thing to mention, track 4, the backing vocals was actually done with a Shure SM58 into the XLR input, so it's slightly different. And the main vocal on track 2, I tried out the condenser mics. So let's just have a listen.
Like cats and dogs, we never agree on the same thing.
So that's the condenser mic. Horrible singing.
We just act
some reverb
like animals.
There's the XLR mic.
There's nothing to keep us apart.
Anyway, I did that in a matter of minutes.
Now we've come a long way
Stop it there. So that, in a nutshell, is how you would record some multi-tracks. Now, as I mentioned before, there's a bounce option just here, look. So if I wanted to, I could then bounce all those 4 onto, say, I don't know, track 1. It would free up 2, 3 and 4 again, and I could even, continue recording on 5, 6 and 7 and 8. Obviously, the more of that you do, the more bouncing, that you will get a gradual rise of sort of background noise, so you can't do it indefinitely, but it can be done if you wanted a song with more than 8 tracks, for example. Let's have a quick look in the home menu, so I'm just going to stop that and, menu button there, look. You can do things like, you can create new songs, you can name the songs, you can format the card, and do various other system kind of operations. You can see what's on the menu there, look. From here, there is a metronome here. If I hit that, you get various settings for the metronome, so you can either have it off. I happen to have it off for that song, I didn't want it on, but you can twiddle this wheel to change the settings. So you can have the metronome on when it's recording and playing, or just when you're recording. Personally, I wouldn't want it on when you were playing, because it'll sort of ruin your song, won't it? And then you can sort of change the tempo, look, and so on, the beats. The beat is actually quite interesting because it puts like an emphasis on the first beat. You can change that if you want to. There are some mastering features, but I'm not going to go into that because I've personally not explored that yet. I can't really talk about that with any authority. Here's the headphones level, didn't mention that, so you can sort of change how loud you're hearing it in your headphones. And there's all this kind of stuff down here in terms of copying, punching in and out. You can do an auto punch. So if you go wrong, you can, and you know what you're doing here with these, you can go in and you can repair it by playing it over again. And this is kind of how you move around the actual track itself. As I said, if you press stop and rewind, it goes right to the beginning, or you can just scan back by hitting rewind or forward on their own. I think that's kind of it in a nutshell. I think this device is very easy to use. Some of the other ones on the market are not as easy. This seems intuitive to me, and it's a really good sort of analog experience. I've played with DAWs a lot. I get frustrated with doing this on a computer. However, I will put a little caveat in that I do intend to record stuff on here, take the SD card out, transfer that to the computer, and possibly do some extra stuff at the sort of secondary stage of kind of recording and potentially mastering on a DAW. But this is great for just getting those song ideas down and getting them down quick and fast, and experimenting with different parts and harmonies and all that sort of thing. It's a great device. I think it cost just over £200 in the UK. So yeah, I hope that helped. I made this video because when I was looking to buy this, there were very few around, to be honest, which gave any more information about how to use this thing. So hopefully this will help you if you're shopping around and you're considering buying this. This might help you make a decision one way or the other. So thanks for watching this video, and hopefully we will see you next time.